Imagine if Squid Game wasn't just fiction, but a chilling reflection of reality. Deep within South Korea's history lies a horrifying truth, Brothers Home, a place so disturbingly similar. It feels like the inspiration behind the show's deadly games. What if Squid Game's dark narrative is closer to reality than we ever dared to believe? This haunting history raises questions about how much of Squid Game's narrative might have been influenced by real-world events. Like Brothers Home, while this series is a work of fiction, its powerful social commentary and exploration of systemic inequality feel deeply grounded in reality, and parallels between the games in the show and the exploitation at Brothers Home suggest that the creators may have drawn inspiration from real-life injustices to craft a compelling narrative. The conditions at Brothers Home, much like the challenges faced by contestants in Squid Game, highlight how desperation can strip away humanity and force individuals into unimaginable circumstances. The victims in both cases were often given no real choice, trapped by the system, profited from their vulnerability. This forced viewers of Squid Game to confront a troubling question. If placed in similar situations, how far would any of us go to survive? What makes these stories even more chilling is the systemic nature of the exploitation. Brothers Home operated with the implicit or explicit support of authorities who turned a blind eye to the suffering within its walls. This mirrors THW shadowy organization behind the games in Squid Game, where powerful figures orchestrated the suffering of many for their own entertainment and gain. Both narratives force us to examine how social structures often fail the most vulnerable, while enabling the privileged to escape accountability. Another striking parallel lies in the illusion of fairness. In Squid Game, the games are presented as a meritocratic competition where anyone regardless of background has a chance to win. Yet, as the series unfolds, it becomes clear that the odds are heavily stacked against the players. Similarly, Brothers Home presented itself as a rehabilitation program, promising to help society's most marginalized individuals. In reality, it was a site of unchecked abuse, where the very premise of fairness was a facade. The aftermath of these atrocities also sparks important questions. The exposure of Brothers Home abuses in the late 1980s brought about its closure, but justice remained elusive. Many perpetrators faced minimal consequences, and the survivors were left to rebuild their lives with little support. This reflects Squid Game's commentary on systemic inequality, where the powerful rarely face the repercussions of their actions. Even with such systems are dismantled, the scars they leave behind linger for generations. The legacy of Brothers Home extends beyond its closure. It serves as a sobering reminder of how institutions can manipulate noble ideas, like welfare and rehabilitation, for nefarious purposes. Similarly, Squid Game uses its fictional narrative to critique the modern world's unrelenting pursuit of wealth and power, often at the expense of humanity. This connection between past and present, fiction and reality, challenges us to question the structures that govern our lives. As viewers dive into these historical and thematic connections, Squid Game transcends its role as mere entertainment. It becomes a powerful lens through which we can examine the darker corners of human and society. Default text be reflecting on the harrowing stories of places like Brothers Home. The series urges us to confront the uncomfortable truths about exploitation, inequality, and the cost of survival. Ultimately, Squid Game doesn't just tell a story. It holds up a mirror to the past and the present, forcing us to ask how much of this world is fiction and how much is a reality we have chosen to ignore.